seem to keep getting in her way. See, aren't these cabbages just pitiful looking? Have you ever seen anything so sorry in your life?
Well, it's no wonder there's enough carcinogens in that garden back there to wipe out Cleveland.
That's his name. Carcinogens. Johnny Carcinogens.
Who?
That guy on TV. See, his name sounds like that stuff that's mixed up there in the dirt.
Say good morning to our guests from Sulphur Springs Community Players. And we have David Woody and Joe McCorkle this morning. Glad to have y'all here.
Hey.
We have a brand new play about to start Thursday night. Tell us about it.
The name is A Murder of Crows. Ed Grazik, he's the author of Come Back to Five and Dime, Jimmy Dean.
We've had that play here and used his work
several years ago. The setup, it takes place at a small rural community in Ohio, fictional city community of Wallace, Ohio, the Woodson store. They're the last people in the town. It's being evacuated due to toxic contamination. And the story or plot line centers around this one family who's been there for generations and generations, ever since that area was settled by the European settlers. And his the son and daughter-in-law have come to help move the Woodsons, the father and mother, and it develops from there. It's a kind of a it's a look at, I guess, the Christian Science Monitor's write-up on it when it came out was a look at life and death in the Midwest.
Okay. This is set in the Woodson store.
Mm-hmm.
And this would take place on a fictional evening and morning of October 9th and 10th.
Yeah, I thought that was rather ironic when I was writing up the information on the program, looked into it, that we're actually doing this in October and the time setting is October 9th and 10th. So.
Well, this is a dramatic comedy, and it's called A Murder of Crows. Joe McCorkle is director, and one of our main characters is David Woody. Tell me about your character.
Well, I'm not really, I would say, a main character, but Corey Woodson is the character I portray. I'm the son of Harley Woodson, and I have a lot of issues.
Okay.
And part of the play is an exploration of those issues and the resolution of those issues to a degree. A lot of kind of real life things that happen between fathers and sons and mothers and sons and that sort of thing.
So in the play, it's real life. Along with David Woody, there's Iris Hobson, Brenda Payne, Stan Shipp, Russ Korth, and Virginia Alberts in the cast. What else about A Murder of Crows we need to know before we make our reservations to attend this weekend or next weekend?
Well, it's billed as a comedy drama, and there's a lot of very light pieces in it, but scenes, but it is a drama, and it gets into some issues that I think everybody would recognize in their own family and their own life.
Oh.
And it's if you don't come away loving the characters, something's wrong with you. Let me tell you.
So we're going to learn to love these folks, the Woodsons.
Yeah, I think so. I really do. It reminds me a lot of On Golden Pond, but the ending's a little dark.
Okay.
In fact, we put a disclaimer on it. It gets into some issues that we have put a disclaimer on that it might not be suitable for youth.
Okay.
There's a little bit of language in it, but that's pretty mild, but it does get into some serious issues.
So we don't really make a rating on community theater productions?
Not really. We try to advise the public if we think they should be use their judgment and what their children should see. If it does contain material that some parents might not wish their children
Okay.
to see.
Well, they
And also, when you get into a show like this, I think young kids tend to get bored because there's not a lot of physical action. And when they get bored, they get restless. And when they get restless, they get loud. And it can disturb the rest of the audience and the cast.
Well, the way our theater there at Main Street Theater is set up, the easiest way in and out of the seating area is right across in front of everybody, across the front of the stage.
That's the way that's the main entrance.
There's not a back way out to take that child?
Yes, you can come up, you can go down the back stairs and go out.
Okay. So, for the enjoyment of everybody for the play, maybe you might want to consider coming as adults, or at least when the child is really sleepy. He'll take a nap for the rest of the play.
Well, and the play itself lends itself to be more of an adult entertainment. I don't think the children would find it very entertaining.
Very
just
much,
like Jeff
okay.
said. There's not a lot of subject matter appealing to them. You're talking about relationships and,
Okay.
So
largely adult theme, but not necessarily unsuitable material.
No.
We have lots of people helping out in production crew, names that I recognize. Ed Payne, David Woody, Stan Shipp, Lance Brandenburg, Russell Korth, Tony Shaddix, Lucy McCorkle, and Joe, and the rest of the cast, all on set construction. So you keep everybody busy with something.
Try to,
Melissa Burcham.
keeps them out of trouble when you do that.
Okay. Melissa Burcham on lights and Sandy Brown on sound. And Alicia Joslin as props and assistant stage manager. Jackie Martin did the poster. You'll be seeing this around town. It's in orange and black. And Jennifer Winborn on the program and publicity. Stan Shipp is house director. And you're director of the play, Joe.
That's correct.
Called A Murder of Crows. And we're going to open this week.
We open Thursday. Run this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We have two new people to our stage in the cast, and that would be Iris Hobson, he plays Doris Woodson, who's daughter-in-law, and Virginia Alberts, who plays Velma Mackey, and she's worth the price of admission right there.
yeah.
Really?
I come out of that every rehearsal just chuckling with what she's come up with. She's really fine. She's really done a nice job.
And she's someone new that has come to the players.
Yes.
So she responded to an audition recently?
Mm-hmm. I think it was something, it's something she's wanted to do for a long time, and this came up, and she told me, I just decided that I would make a fool of myself, and I told her my job is make sure you don't make a fool of yourself. And she doesn't. She's tremendously delightful and fun.
Well, that's great to know, and we'll look for Virginia Alberts as Velma Mackey and all the rest of the Woodsons, and also Luther Briggs is in there. That's Russell Korth with that part.
Yeah, Luther Briggs, it's an interesting character. He is the local undertaker auto mechanic.
Oh, I see.
So, it's a very small community. People they double up in their jobs and responsibilities.
Small town, Midwest.
Yeah, I think if anybody ever lived or was raised in a small town, you will recognize this.
And you'll recognize the people.
And you'll recognize the people, yeah. There's a lot of universal truths in this show. And the dialogue is just fantastic. That's why I fell in love with the script, was the dialogue and the characters. Not so much the plot, but the dialogue and the characters, and it gets into things that I've been through in my life, and I would imagine just about everybody has.
It's called A Murder of Crows and starts Thursday night at Main Street Theater. I know the reservation line, 885-0107, and make your reservation for the number of seats that you need. Make sure that your seats are available the night you choose to go, because sometimes the theater's not great big.
No, we see 79.
Okay, and sometimes it can fill up. So you want to make sure you see it. Yes.
We need the ticket money to keep it going, pay the bill. The light bills keep going up, and so, we need to sell more.
That's true. Remember Main Street Theater, and we have live community theater going on in Sulphur Springs. What, a 7-show season usually?
We're running 5 now.
Okay.
One time we did 6, and that pretty much did it. We tried that for about 3 years, and 3 or 4 years, and it got to the point that was pushing it a little bit. We need a good 6 or 7 weeks between productions to get one off.
I need to try to remember what I saw coming up in November and December for a production.
Forever Plaid is going to come back
Hey,
for an
great.
extended run. We're going to go an extra week on that with 3 performances the first week and 4 the next 2 weeks. So we're going to.
So if you saw Forever Plaid before at Main Street Theater, you're going to get another chance to later this month.
Well, that's the plans. If it, we've got the material in, the cast is working, and the royalties have been paid, but we've still got a long way to go.
Okay.
So.
We'll find out full details when you see A Murder of Crows this weekend or next at Main Street Theater downtown. And yes, we do have a live theater in Sulphur Springs downtown, 214 Main Street. Is that right?
No, what'd you say?
224?
227, 225.
Okay. It's down there on the north
You've
side.
only lived here, what, 20 years now?
It's just the address I always get wrong.
That's all right. I got it wrong on our first set of stationery, so that's all right. That's okay.
So we'll see you at the play.
Yeah. I ran into a guy, just walked in the door yesterday that's visiting. He's on a seismographic crew or something here, and just, wow, a theater down here.
Yes.
And he's staying out at the Holiday Inn, I think, and he asked when it opened, and I said, well, it opens Thursday, so I'm leaving Thursday. I said, well, come by for dress rehearsal tonight.
Great. Okay. All right. We'll look for A Murder of Crows. Thank you, David Woody.
Thank you.
And Joe McCorkle.
Go. And that's the end of it.
Where I go, my sweater goes.
Harley Woodson, what are you doing up here? You're supposed to be upstairs in bed.
I was. I woke up to find that wife of his with a yardstick measuring my zipper hole.
Doris!
That old sweater is just full of moth holes.
I noticed that. You're gonna have to patch them up.
It'd be easier to knit you another one.
I like this one.
Don't tell anybody I knitted it for you.
Great God in heaven! Take yourself a gander at the size of that old crow pecking around in that field there.
Where?
Across the way there, squawking up a storm.
Well, that's not a crow, that's Velma. Look at